Hello, and welcome back to the channel. What's up, guys? Hadouken here at Monster Trading. Sorry, I have not been around for a long time. I know, at least a year, I think. But it's been hectic for me with work, so I've only been active on Telegram trading in the private group. It's nothing major, but 70 to 30% success rate, so it's not bad. 7 to 3 risk reward ratio, considered to be good for intermediate trader. But hey, I went to become online to talk about a project that I think is going to do wonders. It's not a long-term play. I would say maximum of 5 months. Okay, midterm, 5 months play. Not anything more than that. Now, I'm not going to make this video really long, and you will understand why when I go through it on the website. There's a lot of technical data mentioned on it. Okay, a lot of technical keywords, but so I'm going to summarize just a few aspects that I'm looking at. Okay, and the key ones which you can focus on if you want to go and read the white paper and the light paper about it. Okay, and I'm going to mainly focus on TA because you all know me. I go mostly by the TA. Alright? So let's get into it. Right? OMNI NETWORK is a trade that I'm going to be personally taking, and I'm going to talk about the reasons why I like it. Okay? Now let's go into coin market cap for a moment. Number one, it's listed on all the major exchanges. Okay, that's one of the reasons why I'm not expecting it to go for years. All right, I am expecting it to go for 5 months because it's on Binance, Coinbase exchange. Now you got the Gate.io, the Maxi. These are basically the 5 major ones. Okay, and now KuCoin as well. Now there's only 100 million tokens available. Okay, circulating supply is under 10, which means only 8.78% is in circulation. All right, the market cap is 73 million, which means it needs to do a 10x from here to go, or 11x. Sorry about that, I got all the notifications coming up at precisely the right time. I don't know why they do that, but okay. It needs to do a 10 to 11x to get to 838 fully diluted market cap. Okay, that isn't bad. Now, I will mention a risk here that should be considered. How to expect the price action to play, but we'll do that on the charts. Okay, it's risk if it's not understood, but when you know what's going to happen or predict at least the 50% chance what's going to happen, so your risk will be reduced by at least 70%. So that's an important factor that I want to mention, but we'll take a look at that on the charts. So now that you've all understood why this has potential, just simply because of the market cap and the tokenomics, it's a brilliant play. Okay, now let's go into the website. Now it's one thing I'm considering. Why? Because I've recently done taxes and I've spoken to clients internationally as well, because I do all these business analysis globally. Okay, now there's one thing happening, is global digitalization. Okay, so a client of mine actually does business in Europe and India. Okay, so I spoke to his accountant in India, and he had to declare everything from Europe and India as well. Okay, he doesn't have to pay taxes, but just a digitalization process. Okay, so no matter what happens globally, it will have to be declared. Okay, so if you have, let's say, a business in Thailand, a business in India, and then a few countries in Europe, and then the US, So before, what used to happen, that every country has had its own independent structure. Okay, at least not for multinational companies, just small businesses. It used to be independent. Now, even for small businesses and individuals, it's going to be globally connected. It's just happening whether we like it or not. Okay. Now, one of the things that goes away with it is privacy. Okay, and that is why this project is so useful, because it will be able to communicate. It's a unifying of all the roll-ups from all the projects that communicates permissionlessly. Okay, that's one of the things that I really love about this. So layer 1s, layer 2s, they will be able to communicate in multiple different blockchains. It doesn't matter if it's Arbitrum, Optimism, Metis, no matter what, all the projects that I've called beforehand, all the useful ones, they will be able to talk through this Omni scale. Okay, now their security structure is slightly better because they're leveraging Ethereum as well. Okay, so basically, let's just say if it's got the Arbitrum network security, it will be leveraging security off of the Arbitrum token. All right, not just with security based on the projects, but based on the blockchain itself. So Metis projects will be secured based upon the Metis blockchain, Arbitrum on the Arbitrum blockchain, and so forth for all different types of blockchains that are available. Okay. Now, one thing that is very good that's happening here is the Octane program. Okay, aside from the fact that it's open source, we all know that blockchain is open source, that's why it's pretty successful. It just reduces the timing, and so multiple transactions can be done upon a millisecond. Okay, so TPS is pretty fast. Okay, and what it does, basically, where's my Telegram gone? Okay, here. Open sourced, performance optimized EVM framework launching with integrations from Celestia, Arbitrum, and Aegin layer. Unique design opens the door for high performance L1 architecture and decentralized sequences for L2s. So that's how they're actually making it work pretty fast. Okay, now I know it doesn't make as much sense, but over here you have all the technical data, and all this is going to be mentioned into the white paper as well. Okay, so you'll be able to read it, but basically what it does is that it reduces the latency in processing the transactions per second. Okay, in this case as low as 5 milliseconds, as you can see on the web. So all these new projects that have been coming up, and all the major ones like Celestia, they're all being worked upon with this roll up. Okay, so it's one unified network that works with all the projects that have been integrated in with Omni. 7.5 billion transactions have already happened, 400k plus users. Okay, which is pretty decent. Because usually you get about 25,000 users, like for example Change Finance, 25,000, Caspa, 100,000. This actually has 400,000 because it's also for developers as well, not just one end users who swap tokens, but it's users plus developers. Okay, 30 plus ecosystem projects, and you can see here IG layer, Sushi, Injective, Arbitrum, Flow, Optimism, Mantle, Alt layer, Polygon, Espresso. Now you can add Celestia to it. So all these are slowly coming upon the Omni network. Okay, very well worth it. Now 34,210 Telegram subscribers. That is pretty good for a high price project. Okay, usually you see that many of meme coins. It's not. One other thing is, if I open up my Telegram here, see, there is only one channel. Okay, it's something that I do like about it the most. They're active on Twitter and Telegram, but they're always constantly posting, and there is pretty decent reactions on all these. And it's decent. Why? Because it hasn't got 500 likes, 15,000 likes. It's not. So it's not bot operated reactions. That's something that I really like. Okay, because I've seen that on meme coins, people can post comments on. It's a mess. It's a mess because you don't know where to get to. Okay, you don't know what to read, what to understand. So all these things, for me, they matter personally. Now, let's go over to the charts. Forgive me, I'm just gonna clear off my indicators and remove all my notes and fractals. And then I'm going to explain why I'm waiting for what I'm waiting for. Okay. Now, as we spoke of, there is a possibility of 10 to 11x to get to fully diluted market cap, right? So from here, if it does a 10 to 20x, 10 to 11x, it is possible for it to go to $100 coin. Okay. Do I think it's likely? No. Okay. This is where the tokenomics come into play. All right. And I will explain what I think is going to happen. One of these projects that I was really focusing on is ORDI. Okay, and take a look at the peak of ORDI, $96. Okay, so, and this was another project that I was actually focused on for quite a while before it actually did 100x. Okay, so taking a fractal from ORDI and pasting it on here, it fits round about perfectly. Okay, and it pumps the date to about October 24. Let's say November, which is my latest targets, will be in December to Jan, which is why I called for about 4 months. So we got September, October, November, December, and maybe August. Let's see how August plays out, but calling mid-August to about mid-Jan. So it's 4 months. Okay, timeline for me plays out perfectly. Okay, now where is the risk that I mentioned beforehand? The risk is right now with the current price in comparison with the tokenomics. Okay, because it's sitting at $75 million market cap with only 8% of circulation. One important thing that we need to consider is the token unlock. So before it runs up, it could easily be a 5 to 10% token unlock, which means 8 million tokens would be going up to about 16 or 20. That will bring it up to 16 to 20% of token circulating supply, and then it will run up. Okay, now that was my risk. Now that coincides with the fractal from ORDI. Now bear in mind this is a weekly chart. Okay, so I'm going to take it down to the daily. Okay, now we can all see it's got lower highs and lower lows. Right now there is a bullish divergence that is playing out. By the way, I do actually have a long here from 770s. It ran up to 920s. I put my stop loss at break even. So even if it comes down, I'm not taking profits here right now in this trade because I want to observe the price action. Okay, if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. We'll watch the price action and we'll re-enter the trade, because I do really think that based on this price action, this thing is actually going to come down just as ORDI did, okay, and bring the price to about $5.60, something like that, okay, because at that time, technically speaking, for investors it will be a good trade and they won't have to buy such an expensive coin and hope to get it to $90 for it to do a 10x. Okay, it can easy do a 10x from 580 to what, let's say, yeah, $65, just to its all-time high 55. It could still be a 10x, or if it has to go higher to my target, okay, of 95, which will be a long-term target, price would have to be dropped down significantly lower, so that will be of interest to all these whales and investors to make a 30x off of that coin. Okay, so that is where my risk was, and I wanted you to understand that the price can either go down, very likely it comes down slightly and follows this projection that I have, okay, further extend this bullish divergence that we have, not only on the RSI but on the histogram here. So basically, let's draw it for you. So we got that for the drop, but not as much, and then we got the RSI slowly going and then up, and then the stochastics coming down a little bit more and then going up. Okay, so that is what I am projecting. Whereas in the price, and I'm going to actually mark this in red because everything is yellow and it's really hard to see. So okay, the red line at the bottom, it's got the bullish divergence. That is what I'm expecting. And on the price comparison to that, okay, so the price follows this arrow and then goes up. Okay, and this blast, if it follows this price action, you better believe that this thing is going to blast over 100%, at least about 150 to about $14. Okay, so that is it's a big run up, and we're not talking 10-20% just like it did on this trade which I had currently, but it's actually 150%. So if that happens and bullish divergence is confirmed on the daily, if you see the bullish divergence extends on the daily, okay, go to the weekly chart. Okay, go to the weekly chart. This thing is going to be confirmed on the weekly as well. And on the weekly, the stochastics, they go up the 20 level. It's on. It's on. Freaking on. Okay, why on the weekly? Because we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, and fifth wave completed. Okay, why is this reason that I am currently thinking why the price will go down is because of this ABC. Okay, they're usually a 3-wave corrections. Okay, now 3 or 5 waves. So in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 we had this. Okay, now on a bigger scale it's a massive A, B, and C, but the C wave has to be done with the 3 or the 5, and the B wave is always doing, God knows, it's a whole technical mess. it's a lot to take in, but do know that this, if it happens, if it comes down to about $5, pay attention. Pay attention. Stop whatever you're doing at that moment and pay attention, because that will be a blasting opportunity. Okay, now on the other hand, if I'm wrong and the price starts to move from up here, I have this. Okay, how do you know where to wait for it? Okay, well, if the price closes for a week or two above 750, means it's ranging. Okay, because during that time, during that range, the histogram, the stochastics, and the RSI can also extend slightly. So whatever you think is going to happen in the next month can actually happen in the next couple of weeks. Okay, extended. So how I would play this personally, I would put some buy orders, 670s, 590s, 550s. No stop loss for me on this, okay, but I'm going to manage my risk. All right, it's not, because it's in a downtrend, it's like catching a falling knife, so I would not go with anything more than, personally for me, $1,000. Okay, and I'm going to divide that into 33% each, 33.5% on each. Okay, that's how I'm playing this. So 33% at about, within this range, 850s to 650s, and then if it falls below, another 33%, and then if it falls slightly below that, following the Ortiz fractal exactly, and if it comes down up to $5, the whole amount in. Okay, so you have all the scenarios. Let me delete a few things and move this fractal so you can clearly see what I'm talking about. Okay, price, in my opinion, humble opinion, is going to come down a bit more towards $5 and $6 range. That's going to be the range. Okay, once that happens, it's going to blast up. That's, I would say, 70% chance of price coming down. Now, if it doesn't, you wait for the price to go up to about $10, $10.50, come down and retest $8 range. Okay, actually, you know what, let's write it down. Let's make a note. Okay, and then if not, wait till it hits $10 of 8 to 9. Sometimes you will not get a chance to exactly wait for the bottom of the price. Okay, so that's why I'm putting a range. Okay, you have both the drawings now. This is scenario 1, $5 to $6. Scenario 2, $8 to $9. That's where the entry is, and when that move happens, it's going to be pretty damn fast. Okay, so I would not expect anything more than $30 per se, but trade it as it comes along and take profits as you feel comfortable. But for me, this project is good tokenomics, good subscribers, and good tech. Okay, that's how I see it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know this ran a little bit long, didn't expect it to last 24-minute video, but hey, very well worth it. Sometimes technical takes longer. Alright guys, if I see something else, I will definitely make a video on it. Okay, and if not, please do join the community. Okay, it's free to join the trading group, and it's $10 a month for the trades. Right, and we'll take it there. Okay, hopefully you will get to see in the private trading group, all the trades that I'm taking, all my percentages. Actually, you know what? Let's go through it. And mouse. Okay. So here are all the calls. See, called Bitcoin long at 51. Link at 960s. I actually took it a bit late because I was busy in a meeting. So Atom as well, I called a spring on it at about 420s as the drawing. So this is what happens in the private trading group. Okay, I'm posting everything and why I took the longs, what happens with the dominance. It's a global view before I take even one slight single step. Okay, so it's not expensive at all, because I know people are charging ridiculous $100 a month for a stupid trading fee, and you get lost. You get either stuck holding, or you miss a few trades because your money is stuck, even though it's in positive, but it's only 30% return when you could actually multiply that by 3. Could be up 90%. So for all the traders, it's $10 a month. Okay, you will get unlimited trades. Whatever I see fit, I'll post it, even if it is scalping, day trade, a weekly trade, or long-term hold, mid-term hold for $10 a month isn't bad at all. Okay, all right guys, thank you for taking the time to watch. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I will catch you pretty soon on another video. Okay.